everyone, Holy Skills here, and today we are doing an updated snake feeding guide. If you're new here, we have reticulated pythons, Burmese pythons, Boas, and a couple colubrids, and also I have a carpet python as well. Can't forget her, and they're all different sizes, so if you don't know what to feed your snake or how often to feed it or what size food to feed it, this is the video for you. And also if you just like to watch snakes eat food, stay tuned. All right, first we have my hognose snake, and he has been pretty picky as of recently. He usually eats mice, but he hasn't ate in a few weeks, so we're gonna try a Reticulate. And he got it. Hognose snakes are so cute. They're little cute faces. For those of you that don't know what a Reticulate is, there's different kinds. If you look up Reticulate, you can find them. That one that I just gave to Oscar, my hognose snake, is frog. It's like pretty much blended up frog meat, I'm pretty sure. And that's great if you have a picky hognose snake. And you can also get Reticulates for corn snakes and other snakes. It's not recommended for larger snakes just because whenever they coil around it, it will just like bust open. So you can't really use Reticulates for large like constrictors and stuff like that. But I mean, for corn snakes and hognose snakes and stuff like that, Reticulates are great, especially if you don't like feeding mice or rats or anything like that. Next we have a baby Burmese python, and I'm not sure her exact age, but she'll be getting a rat pup, and if I had to guess, I'll say she's probably around 5 months old. Just gonna sit her in enclosure. And this is one of our newer snakes, so this is her quarantine enclosure. But yes, I think she's around probably a foot long or so. She's very tiny. And my next one is my African rock python, who is 3 months old, and she is skinnier than her. I think they're probably around the same length, but she is skinnier. And she will also be getting a rat pup. And for them, I alternate between rat pups and large mice, just so they get variety and all the nutrients they need. I know that I've heard that that rat pups don't have everything that snakes need, so I alternate between mice and rat pups for them. Everyone, now we will be moving on to some ball pythons. They are adults, I would say around 3 feet long, and I usually give them small rats every week. This week they are getting extra large mice. I like to give my snakes variety, and you can also give them medium rats every other week. I just prefer feeding some of my snakes weekly. First is this girl. We'll see if she's hungry. Sometimes, a lot of the times ball pythons are just picky eaters. So if she doesn't eat it, we have Retics and Burms to give it to. I may also give it to my carpet python. She's not. Next we have Harley here, and she is the best eater out of all the ball pythons. Here we have a corn snake, and she will be getting a rat pup. And for her, I alternate between large mice and rat pups for her. And she is, I believe, almost 2 years old. Here's a better look at bean size. I think she is, she's definitely got some size on her. I'm not sure exactly how long she is. I would say maybe around 1.5 feet. Here we have another Burmese python. He is going to be getting an extra large mouse, and I also give him rat pups. Sometimes he is I would say around 2 feet long. So let's go ahead and give this to him. And whenever you're feeding them weekly, you don't want them to have too big of a food bump. So that's another way to tell how big of food you need. And if they do have a little bump, it's not that big of a deal. They're just gonna grow a little faster. Here we have the other Burmese python's brother, the one that you just seen before this, the granite Burmese python. This is his brother. And he will also be getting an extra large mouse. Here we have my carpet python. She's around 5 feet long, and she is disabled. She does not have a tongue. So I give her, she also has scar tissue in her throat, so I give her smaller prey. She gets small rats, and I also give her extra large mice as well. So we'll see if we can get her to come out a little bit. She is beautiful. Alright everyone, before we move on to some more snakes, I do want to say I usually get all of my feeders from Rodent Pro, and whenever I do, I put in the order notes, I request them to be on the heavier side, so for large rats over 250 grams and so on and so forth. I did recently make a purchase from the Big Cheese Rodent Factory because their rabbits are a lot cheaper, and because we have retics and I need more rabbits. Right, now let's move on to some more snakes. Here we have Bunny. I wish I could tell you how old she is, but I'm not entirely sure. I think she may be around a year old now. So we're gonna give her a small rat. She is around, I want to say she's close to 2.5 feet long. Okay, someone is very hungry. Let's get him his rat. Usually comes flying off the top at me. There he is. There he is. He may actually be 3 feet long. But as you can see, the small rat's like the same width as his body. And they eat them every week. They eat their small rats every week. Right everyone, the next 8 snakes I'm feeding are reticulated pythons. They are all around a year to a year and a half old, and they all eat medium rats every week. So let's go and feed them. Everyone, first we have Simba. He's in here, and I do want to say I prefer the bins over the racks because you can see where they are. Now sometimes he will fly out of here, so I'm just going to use a hook just in case. Not every time, but sometimes, so it's just better to use the hook. Let's get him a rat. Right, everyone, it looks like he is in shed, so we are going to leave him alone. Alright, next up is Nala, and she's kind of out of her bin, so she should be right about there. Maybe. I think she is. And you see her over there? Let's try again. Come on over here. This isn't the best angle, but there she is. We're gonna pick her up and put her back in her bin. We have our purple albino Gojo. He is very pretty. Stick him in here. And on to the next. The other 2 were normal morphs. In this bin we have our 50% Sulawesi male. I'm not sure where he's going. There he is. Just go ahead and stick this in there first. Here is a better look at him. He has the dots on his head. I don't know if you can see him, but it's very, very pretty. Here is our super tiger. She's really pretty. Here we have Mooey. She is our cow reticulated python. There she goes. I want to show off her spots a little bit more. She is a golden child cow, so she is all white. She doesn't have that yellow hue. She's just, well, I think all of our snakes are beautiful, but I mean, just look at that pattern. This is my golden child, Prince. He's so cute. I just missed Shira eating. She is coming out of shed, so she did take it. Some of them will eat in shed. It just really depends on the snake. She is a tiger motley. Alright, because we have an extra rat, we're gonna go ahead and give that to Mimosa. She is in her humidity hide. It looks kind of ghetto, but does the job. Alright, okay. Take some deeper there. Get you back in there, girl. We are going back to my carpet python shark. She did not eat her mouse. It can be kind of challenging to get her to eat. I usually have to give her food a couple times before she swallows it, but she's gonna have that small rat, and then I'm gonna heat her extra large mouse back up for her and hope she eats that too. And she eats weekly. I try to give her a small rat and a mouse or a couple mice every week. Alright, everyone, we're going to be moving on to the 2-year-old Burmese pythons and the 3-year-old Boas. So they're all around 4 to 4.5 feet long, and they are eating large rats every other week. Sometimes I do feed them weekly. It kind of just depends on who eats and who doesn't eat. Alright, everyone, in here we have Roxy, and she spilled water absolutely everywhere. So I will be cleaning that later. We're going to give her her large rat. As you can see, it's very humid in that bin. And I'm going to leave her lid off for a bit. And again, yes, this bin is small. She will be upgraded, but she is still in quarantine, and we believe she might have mites. And as you can see, she is also in the process of being tamed. Alright, in here we have our Sumatran short-tail python, and he gets a large rat every other week. See it? He's back there. So we're going to go ahead and give that to him. Get him a nice hefty rat out of there. Oop, I dropped it. Got it. He's hefty. I'm going to show you guys how big he is. He's not like super long, but I mean, short tails, they're big around. Sometimes I also give him large rats weekly, but he's been on every other week. In here we have an albino boa, and he eats large rats every other week. Okay, in here we have Kiba, and he eats large rats every other week. Sometimes he also gets extra large rats. Just depends on what I have. And here we have another Burmese python. So we're going to give this rat to him. Alright, everyone, I have an extra large rat because my one boa was not hungry. So we're going to go ahead and give this to Mimosa as well. And I know there's some people like that's power feeding. You shouldn't do that. She's just not going to eat for a couple weeks. It's not a big deal. If you have leftovers and your snake's going to eat it, there's no point in wasting it. She is ready for seconds, and then she also has another rat that I already thawed, so give this to her. In here is a super dwarf, Sashida, is her name. She is probably the most aggressive eater that we have. I dropped it. Oh, and she's... Let's try again. Alright, so Sheeta, it's right here. Can't miss it. I feel like they kind of go out of their way to get it in the water dish. There we go. Alright, now we are on to Mimosa's third and final meal. So hopefully she stays in there and does not fly out of there. Grab it. These extra large rats are very heavy. I accidentally thawed an extra large rat. So I'm going to see if our 10-foot reticulated python buttercup wants it. She does not eat this week, but we'll see if she's hungry. And she's also coming out of shed, so I don't know if she'll eat for sure. Buttercup, I think she weighs around 35 pounds now, and she eats a 5 to 6 pound rabbit, a large rabbit, every 3 weeks. And she does look hungry, so I'm thinking she will take this rat. Maybe. Okay. I'm sorry guys, it was a little bit blurry, but she did take it. Alright everyone, we're going to go feed the last snake now, and that is 6-foot male reticulated python, and he may be a little over 6 feet, and he's 2.5 years old. Right, he is extra hungry. So, okay, there we go. And I know I said it earlier, but he is on small rabbits every 3 weeks. I also give that to the other 2 bigger reticulated pythons, but like I said, this is my last small rabbit, so they had extra large rats. Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will answer those. I hope you all have a great day and a great rest of your week. Bye.